Hey everyone, Mr. Patterson here. I wanted to create a second tutorial for our coffee shop sales activity for this week. So let's get started. But before we get to part two, if you're still working on part one, please pay attention to your Google Classroom. There is a link to the first part of the activity, or you can also look through my channel on YouTube. All right, so let's get started. So I'm going to share my screen really quick. And here we go. All right. So there are a couple of things you need to do before you get started with part two. You will need to rename our two tabs that we created for part one. As you can see on the bottom left where my cursor is, it's TBD1 and TBD2. So those are the two tabs we need to change. Obviously, yours will have either sheet one or chart one, but you'll need to change those tabs. So the first tab where you see on my screen, that should be renamed to sales by day. That's what it should be called, sales by day. So what I'm going to do here, make a mistake here. What I have to do is click on the downward arrow where it's right next to the name of the tab. Go to rename. And then what you need to do is you need to change it to sales by day. And then once you're done with that, you click out of that tab. And then you do the same thing to your chart tab, but instead, what you're going to name it is called sales by day pie chart. So that's how you rename your charts, and I do expect each student to have that done. So the next part of part two is you need to create a new tab. So you see on the left-hand side where it's the plus sign, that's where it says add sheet. You're going to click plus. And you're going to rename this chart highest, spell today, to lowest cells. So that's what you're going to rename it. And then once you rename that, you're going to go back to your sales by day tab. And you're going to copy everything that's in the tab. So I'm going to highlight everything all the way till Sunday. I'm going to click on Control C. And then once I go to highest to lowest cells, I'm going to just hover my mouse over A1 and just hit Control V. And I've successfully copied and pasted one cell from one sheet to another. So I'm still not done yet. There's a couple of things I still have to do. So the first thing we have to do is we need to highlight everything from the headers from day to cells all the way down to Sunday. So what we're going to do is we're going to short range it from the highest amount to the lowest amount. And how to do that is you have to go to where it says data. And then after data, you need to go to sort range. Now, once you get here, it gets a little tricky, so I need you all to pay attention to it. If you're still lost, feel free to stop the video and just go back to whatever you got lost at, and then keep going. All right, so what you need to do is you need to click on this box where it says data has a header row. Now, it immediately changes from columns now to days, or day, I'm sorry. So what you need to do is, instead of choosing day, you need to hit the drop-down arrow where it says cells. So click on cells. And from there, you want it to have it descending. So it needs to be from Z to A. And then once you do that step, you will hit sort. Now you have sorted your data from the highest to the lowest. So we're done with that part. Now, the easiest part afterwards is you need to make a column chart. So how to do that is you go to Insert, and then go to Chart. As you can see, Google has already gave me a column chart, which is great. But if Google does not give me a pie chart, you can always go to Customize, or actually not Customize, Chart Types, and you can choose the chart that you want. But for right now, I want a column chart. Now, there are a couple of things that needs to be done in order to successfully turn in part 2. Is I need to change the title. So double click on the title. Your title should be highest to lowest cells. So once you do that, that's it. The second thing you need to do is change the background. So instead of white as the background, I want orange as your background. Once again, I go to chart style, background color, and then click orange. The next thing I'm going to do is I want my, I think it's my y-axis, correct me if I'm wrong, on my y-axis to have a reverse axis. Oh wait, no, not reverse, I'm sorry. My slant label, thank you. And then I want to go to 60 degrees. So now that my labels are now sideways to 60 degrees. One more time, since that was a little bit confusing. So you go to horizontal axis, go where it says slant labels. At the moment, it was at auto, but then you're going to go to 60%, well, 60 degrees. Then after that, I want the lines to be gone. So how to do that, it's where it's called your grid lines. And so lastly, you're going to go to grid lines, and where you see major ticks, just click on that. See here, that doesn't do it for me. Oh, I should switch it to horizontal and get rid of the major grids. And then there you go. So after you've done that, you have successfully completed part 2, and you can successfully turn in this assignment into Google Classroom, and I'll grade it over the weekend. If you have any questions regarding the second part or either part 1, feel free to email me and I'll be in touch. All right. In the meantime, in between time, I'll see you all later.